Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. We're playing some Super Castlevania 4 today because why not? You can't stop me, even if you wanted to. Sure. Yeah, so mostly I've still just been playing Cataclysm. I have, a handful of videos for Cataclysm now that you can look forward to. The fuck are the... Okay. Never mind. Cataclysm Last Generation and Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead with Zedra Evolved. It's not really that many videos because I've just been playing a lot of my own. I don't know, I just always feel like, just in my heart of hearts, I just always feel like most of what happens in Cataclysm is kind of not interesting to watch. I enjoy doing it, but it is tedious. But it's just like, since I'm the one doing it, like, I'm pushing all the buttons. It's a lot of button pushing. And so, you know, there's an activity there, but just watching that's not super interesting. So I tend to just want to play a lot on my own, much like RimWorld. But that means that you do miss out on some of the exciting stuff that does happen. But, so I have, yeah, a handful of videos, and then I've also been doing a lot of solo role-manging. And there's the complete opposite. Nothing happens off camera, really, outside of some very few sparse things. So plenty of that happening. That's mostly it. You know, I was recording a couple other things, like I started a RimWorld Odyssey playthrough, and then that just like went nowhere. I tried to force it. I wasn't really in the mood to play RimWorld, but I was like, oh, maybe if I just start it. But no, I really wasn't. I have to be in a special mood, which goes for pretty much most games. Like, I'm not always in the mood to play Cataclysm or solo RPGs. So we just go with the tides around here. I guess I'm always in the mood to play Super Metroid. It's like one of the exceptions. So yeah, you can certainly expect more solo RPGs and more wizardry, because that's mostly all recorded. It might stop for a while at Wizardry 7, and we'll come back for 8 someday, but right now I'm not recording anything with 8. Yeah. I would like to do maybe another classic. I would like to do maybe Land of... What was it? Land of Lore or something? That looked kind of interesting. I also want to do the, that modern, dungeon crawler. Grimrock or something, right? I'd like to maybe do that. I don't know, every week I come on here and say stuff I'd like to do, but there's no telling what I'll actually do. I keep it unpredictable. Actually, I guess I'm very predictable. It's just Dominions and solo RPGs. But the Dominions videos, I think, have been steadily growing in views. I think there are people coming to the channel just for the Dominions videos now, which is fun, because I mean, it's a niche, right? It's like a very small niche, but in my defense, there is not, like, anyone that has done playthroughs of all these different modded nations. So it's a niche. Like, if you want to see a video on M.A. Lensha or something, there's my channel. Yeah. We also have Two Brothers Play, where we've been doing some Tales of Argosa as well. Duo. And Lego is really enjoying it. I mean, it's not anything really new for me because I do solo stuff all the time. I mean, it's fun playing duo rather than solo. They're both good. But it's quite a different experience for him. And it's really funny because for years he had like zero interest in RPGs. For years, and like when we used to play D&D 4th edition and all that, like no interest from him. He tried it once, he hated it. He was just like, this isn't for me. He said that he just couldn't he couldn't imagine like the scenes and stuff. Like he needed visuals. And he still has a little bit of that where he benefits a lot from having visuals, but yeah, I mean, he loves it. So I've converted him through the power of the OSR. And he's, you know, he's plays with our family group now, and he's gonna play with my friends. We're starting a game up next week. So yeah, I've converted him for sure. Oh fuck, I don't know how to use shit. Oh shit. Oh, you fuckface. Fuck. So close. I didn't know how to throw a dagger. Anyways. Over on the Exploring series, we had To End All Wars from DJ Cactus. And I think that one also did fairly well for itself. I can't complain too much. And this week I worked on SCP-9998, A Prince Among Men, which is about a 90s era sitcom, which is, as far as like a genre of television, I think that's my favorite genre of television. 90s era sitcoms. I grew up with it. I still watch it. Like, I watch them regularly. I can't tell you how many times I've seen every episode of Seinfeld, for example. So to have an SCP, like a big set piece SCP about a 90s era sitcom, and it's super fucking good. Yeah, it was a treat. It was a treat to work on. I think a lot of people are going to like it, but it requires people to actually click on it and watch it. And I don't know if the thumbnail is really going to do that, but there isn't a thumbnail that I could have picked that would entice people without giving away the twist, and I don't want to give away the twist. So I went with the most sensible option, and I just have to hope people click on it, because I think most people will like it. I sure did. I don't remember what's up for next week, so that'll be a surprise to you and me. And that's basically it. That's all there is to say about that. Fucking hell. Right. And then, RPGs this week. We did have a session. Finally. After God knows how long. So I did a big, full recap of the entire campaign for them. And they decide, okay, so so basically, like, nearly, like, half the session, or maybe it just felt like it went on for a while, was a big discussion amongst them about their predicament. So they knew that orcs were now starting to raid nearby farms. These orcs that the warlord had sent here to scout out the town and stuff like that, and to find the deserters. So these orcs were now starting to raid the nearby farms. And so, of course, the heroes are like, well, we gotta wipe out the orcs, blah, blah, blah. We're going to wipe them out. They then were like... I don't remember how the topic really resolved beyond that. I don't remember exactly, but basically... they came to understand the predicament of what they're in. If they kill the... Oh, yeah, they went and talked with the bandits. That's right. And that would allow me to basically clue them in on the situation. That's right. The head of the deserters they went and spoke to. Because they wanted to recruit the bandits for assistance against the orcs. But, of course, they had no good plan or anything like that. So it wasn't really a productive conversation in that sense. But he did kind of illuminate them a little bit about the predicament. So there's these orcs sent by the warlord to scout out the town. And the orcs have been kind of... This was the bandit deserter's best guess, because he used to be part of the army. But likely the orcs have been reporting to the warlord about what's happening in the town. You know, specifically that they're, like, reinforcing the wall. And it's now almost entirely a stone wall. And there's, like, some local heroes that are, taking care of some problems and rising in fame and stuff like that. You know, there might be an informant within the town. They never really thought of that, but I think that's not unreasonable. And so the orcs, if something were to happen to them and they no longer are sending messages regularly, Vaynar, the warlord, is likely going to send a scout or something to go check on the orcs and see that everything's okay. If he brings back bad news, or he doesn't come back at all, then Vaynar will most likely send some sort of, like, expeditionary force, you know, like some sort of what troops he can scramble together in order to basically basically intimidate the town into, like, giving up and just being subjugated. Now, I think Lego at some point brought up the fact that Vaynar probably doesn't have that many troops to spare because he's currently besieging this other city up north, which is true. So, you know, it wouldn't be a massive force, and if they had any sort of, like, army, like, it would be enough forces that even with the garrison here and the adventurers, the mayor would probably be like, oh, we gotta surrender. We can't do it. But if they had brought, like, a company of 50 mercenaries or something, it's like, okay, well, we might have this. But then, I mean, the mayor probably, no matter what, is going to want to surrender, and many of the people are anyways, because it's like, this is just his initial force. Who knows how many other forces he has that he'll send now. So it's pretty much like they could kill the orcs, because the orcs are raiding nearby farms, or they can not kill the orcs, in which case farms might continue to be raided. So heroic. So damn heroic. Simon Belmont. If they kill the orcs, they stop the raids, but they risk retaliation from Vaynar. If they don't kill the orcs, the raids might continue, and people die anyways. So they were caught between a rock and a hard place. In the end, they decided that they were going to go kill the orcs, but they convinced Lego that they should tell, like, the mayor that they're going to do this, because, you know, the people should be informed that they're basically bringing war down on their heads. And so the mayor, of course, freaked out once they told him this. He's like, no, you can't kill the orcs. I must send a letter immediately. So he's basically immediately was going to draft a letter to the warlord saying that, you know, he surrenders the town. Just please stop the raids. We don't want any trouble. And we submit. And they didn't try and stop him or anything. But now they're like, well, I guess we're not killing the orcs. So they decided instead to go back down into the big dungeon underneath the town and just level up some more. Another classic solution from the party of just leaving everything unfinished, never following a thread to completion or anything, and just moving on to something else. So they went back on down into the dungeon, and I don't think they even got that far, to be honest. They poked through some more rooms. They kind of reacquainted themselves with where they had left off. They continued exploring a little bit. I don't even know if there was any combat, really. Like, it just... A lot of the session was taken up with them, like, discussing and going to the mayor and going to the deserters, and that was kind of it. So it wasn't a super eventful session. But it also was sort of like, you know, like when a show comes back after like a hiatus. Like, okay, we need a recap and we get back to what everyone's up to and what's happening. But it's, at least we're back to playing. Yeah, I don't know, because it's tricky. Lego and I played last night for about 5 hours, and we started up basically just like a hex crawl. Just like, I don't know what we're gonna do. There's things seeded into it. There's no time pressure. There's no big plot or anything. And we just kind of started and rolled up some rumors and went, you know. And Lego was like shocked. We did a dungeon. We did a DCC module called the Well of the Worms, I think. And it was like a level 1 module, you know, and it really didn't have that much treasure in it or anything. I had to throw on an extra piece of magic gear that the guy gave us at the end. But Lego was shocked at like how much money we did get out of it, like how much treasure we did get out of it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard. I mean, it's kind of light, really. Like, you just couldn't believe how much treasure there is. And it's because he's so used to just doing dungeons and going through like the first third of it or half of it or something like that, and then missing like half the treasure anyways, that he's never like finished a dungeon and gotten to the final room and stuff. But that's where all the treasure is. You have to finish the dungeon. And so he's like, yeah, we just never finish anything. It's a problem. You gotta follow through. I finish shit. I don't leave shit because why would you leave something unfinished? Like, basically, often they'll like get in trouble, they'll teleport out or something, or they'll just be like, oh, we gotta go home, and then they'll never come back to that ever again. They'll go to a different place, and it's like, why would a different place be better? Just finish what you started so you can get the treasure. Yeah. Not good. Oh, come on. So, you know, I set this up, this hex crawl for them with this kind of overarching plot because I thought that might help them with like time pressure and they would have something to do, but really they don't know what to do. And they probably would have just been fine with just a random hex crawl of places to go and maybe stuff to finish. But I don't know. I think they're always kind of, not always, but I think it often helps to have some sort of time pressure and overarching plot that's ticking by that shows that the world is a living, breathing place. It's easy for a standard hex crawl and a standard DM to be a very static experience. where not much ever changes. Fuck. Fuck! But it is what it is. So, yeah, Lego's certainly enjoying our duo game a lot more than the family game, because we get shit done and he has me to just kind of do all the thinking. But it is what it is. I kind of would like to run them through castles in Tillin, which is somewhat of a mega dungeon-ish. Like a smaller mega dungeon, but it's like it would really force them to just keep going through a dungeon. Like there's no other option here. There is no hex crawl. You are in this dungeon. That's the goal. That might be a good lesson for them to just do that. Or alternatively, honestly, just like not a hex crawl at all and just like run them through some modules so they finish dungeons and see what they could get out of it. One of the two. Having such freedom with a hex crawl here is just... They just flounder a lot. If they had someone like me in the party that was like, guys, let's just fucking finish this, please. Rather than starting a seventh thing that we're not going to finish. Anyways, that's what that's going on with. So, yeah, I'm... supposedly, it's been postponed a couple times now, but supposedly my friends and I are going to start playing a campaign next Monday. Does this seems... You gotta be shitting me. How am I supposed to know? Our DM seems pretty set on Draw Steel. He's reading the books right now, apparently, and he's going to run Draw Steel. You know, I was excited about Draw Steel when I first heard about it and everything, but yeah, it's hard. I think my tastes have just changed so much over the years, and I just love this like really gritty, lethal, simulationist OSR kind of games with a hex crawl or whatever, and going into dungeons. I never thought I would really like dungeons that much, but there is something just very grounded and entertaining about them. But, you know, I used to have a lot of fun playing D&D 4th edition with a DM and everything, and getting into some big fights and following plot lines and talking to NPCs and all that classic stuff. So, yeah, I'm not like dreading it or anything. I think it could be a lot of fun. We'll see. You know, we used to do fights in D&D 4th edition that took, like, you know, a couple hours, or, like, it was ridiculous. So I don't think Draw Steel really should have that problem. But I haven't really spent much time with it, so... We'll see. See how it goes. I mean, it'll just be fun to play again. I just haven't gotten to play with a DM in so long. It's all solo or I have to DM. So it should be good. That's pretty much all I have to say then. Now that we're getting into the shitty part of Castlevania 4. We've got more Dominions, more solo RPGs, more wizardry. A lot of fantasy on this channel. And Two Brothers Play, some more Tales of Argosa as well. On the Exploring series, A Prince Among Men. I highly recommend it. Really good one. Whether you like 90s sitcoms or not, it's good shit. But you should like 90s sitcom. They're very wholesome and entertaining. And that will be that. Alright, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I'm gonna stop. Just a second. It is a classic game, I gotta say. It is pretty entertaining until it gets not entertaining because it's too damn difficult. Anyways, my name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg, and I'll see you fine folks next week.